So when Mr. and Mrs. Halls went to his room and asked him about how he had get inside the room when the room is closed, or widely how you open your room, because always you have to close your room. So all this thing, and she asked the question about how you got the money, because yesterday you don't have money. So at that time, what happened? Because the Griffin has a very short-tempered person, so he was just lose his temper and start just doing some misbehave with Mrs. Hall. At that time, the village constable was sent for. Instead of waiting for the constable, Mrs. Hall went to the scientist room and they threw. So he saw him, then secretly sent the village constable. When Mrs. Hall saw the scientist emerging from his empty room, she demanded explanation. The scientist became furious. He threw off his bandages, specs, and the false nose. The space above his shoulder was now empty. The people in the bar were horrified to see the headless man, because at that time he was seated in the bar and the police constable was just come here. He understood that the police constable come to arrest me, so that is why he wants to be escape from there. So he had just took out all his things with the cloths also. In the meantime, Mr. Jeffries, the constable, arrived there. He was surprised to find that he had to arrest the headless man. He tried to get hold of the man who was becoming invisible. The constable was struggling with somehow how he could not see at all. Some people who tried to assist him also received blows from the invisible scientist. The constable was knocked unconscious. Griffin had to be shaken himself free in their nervousness. People tried to hold him, but he did not know from where to catch him. So he come out from there. Now it is in the very short the theme of the story. The story Footprint Without Feet describes the story of the brilliant scientist Griffin who degenerated himself into the lawless person. Griffin discovered that the human body could become transparent and invisible. But he misused the great discovery. He did not use the power of invisibility for the welfare of the society and the humanity at large. He misused it to the threatening trouble and beat innocent persons and robbed them. He made illegal entries in the stores and shops and stole the things from there. He committed the burglary in the Calligreeman's house in Iping. Griffin remained invisible or unseen only when he was without clothes. If he put on clothes, he lost his invisibility and could be seen by the people around him. The lesson gives a message that misuse of science and its great discoveries can make even the brilliant scientist like Griffin a monster and the threatening lawless person. So here we stop. This story is finished.